Hello and welcome back to Be a Quirky Writer. Now today we're back with creation and animation, and the anime that I want to present to you is called Parasite the Maxim. Now, the best way that I can explain the visual art style that is used, especially in the manga, except for obviously showing you some examples, is to link it to that of Junji Ito. So if you are familiar with Junji Ito's works, for one, you have seen some really messed up shit, but also let's just say that you are familiar with body horror. However, horror is not the only thing that is present within Parasite the Maxim. It serves the purpose of just showing a harsh and crude reality, but many more are the themes that are explored within the manga and the anime. You see, the premises of the anime revolves around, well, obviously parasites, which are aliens that need humans to survive. They take humans over, they take control of the human's brain, and they also feed on humans. There is a theme that is also presented within the manga, which I find very interesting, which is why these aliens are on Earth. And although with a veiled explanation, it is never further expounded upon, the manga says that they are on Earth because humans had just ruined the planet too much. So in a way, these parasites counteract and counterbalance the anthropocentric activity of humans by pretty much just killing the general population, I presume. Again, it is not a central theme, but it is one that would require a more in-depth analysis. However, without going too much into detail with the plot, I do want to explain these aliens a little bit better, these parasites. You see, initially they are devoid of empathy. They are driven only by instinct. They strive for survival, so they feed mindlessly on other human beings. That is not, however, the case for Migi, which is the main character, the main parasite character, who doesn't succeed in overtaking the body of the main character and is stuck within the arm of his human. So at this point, between the main character and Migi, the parasite, starts to form a different type of bond. It is not a parasitic bond, it is one of coexistence. It is one of symbiosis. You see, the more the plot goes on, and the more these two characters grow together, try to understand each other, otherness is involved. Why do the two species actually behave differently? What drives them? And throughout the manga, you also see that there are some parasites that evolve beyond the mere instinct. They start forming almost societies, quote unquote. They start asking themselves the question of, what am I? What am I doing? They start realizing their own fragility because they depend on other humans, not only as their host, but also as food. They even start to try to mimic themselves as humans and to devour other types of nutrients. So you have an evolution. And I believe that one of the best questions, the most important questions that the manga poses is one that Miyagi asks himself after understanding better his own species. And that question is, am I not entitled to life? Do I not deserve to live? Do I not have the right to live? So I did mention that initially these parasites were not endowed with empathy. They were not capable of feeling that those core feelings that people have. But Migi evolves beyond that. But at a certain point, he does explore his own lack of empathy and starts to become something else. And you see in literature this lack of empathy also correlated with the right to live, the right to be alive, has been presented countless of times. I'm thinking, for instance, about Shakespeare And I'm thinking, for instance, about Shylock. When Shylock delivers the monologue, if you prick us, do we not bleed? If you poison us, do we not die? If you tickle us, do we not laugh? And if you wrong us, shall we not revenge? It is exactly this. It is the question of, do I not have the right as a human being to be alive? And admittedly, in Shylock's case, that question is made because of vengeance. He wants to take his revenge. But that is because of how much he has been oppressed and ostracized. His hate stems not stems from not being given a chance, so he is forced to make one. Shylock asks, are we not the same? Do we not deserve to live? And that, in my opinion, is something that, although somewhat differently, Parasite the Maxim delivers within a beautiful key of its own. Well, that's just all the food for thought I have for you today. Don't forget to breathe. Don't forget to smile. See you next time.